Hello everyone, welcome to the new video. In this video we complete the on value change action of this first name and last name, and when user type anything in the text field, then update the UI state that the updated information that user have typed should be reflected on the UI, and also applied error validations. Let's say if any text field is empty, then show the error message below it. So first we handle the on value change action. So for that we go to SignUp component and in FullNameContainer, and in here in parameter we pass the UI state. SignUp UI state, and this UI state contains the first name and last first name and last name. So UI state dot first name, we set the value, and on value change we need to send an action to the ViewModel that ViewModel will handle and update the UI state accordingly. So for that we pass the function type here named as onAction, which take SignUp action as a parameter, and return type of this function is unit, and we will call this function in onAction and pass the SignUp action dot first name on value change, and in this we pass the it, which is the updated value which we are getting from on value change. Same thing we will do for last name text field. So UI state last name, and here we do the same thing, but the action is different here. So last name on action and pass the updated value. And next in the preview section we provide some preview UI state. Okay, and in here we pass this UI state, and for onAction parameter we provide the empty lambda expression. So now we will go to in our signup content where we are calling this using this full name container, and in here we pass the UI state which is coming from this parameter and pass the onAction. Okay, and now in our SignUp view model we need to handle this action. So in SignUp view model we have a when condition where we are handling all the actions, and these are the first name and last name which we need to handle. So we will select this one, press Alt Shift and up cursor to move up in the same order which we have the text fields, and here we call the method first name on value change and pass the value in it. As this method doesn't exist, so we will press Alt Enter and create this function, and in this function we will create a variable updated UI state and make a copy of current UI state and set the first name value in it, and then set this updated UI state in the mutable state flow. For that we use _UI state update and pass the updated UI state in it. Same thing we will do for the last name, only the name will be different. So last name on value change action dot value, and we will copy this code by selecting and press Ctrl D. Last name. So yeah, with this on value change action handling is completed and our UI is updating. So when the UI will update, then the updated value will be reflected on UI. So let's run the app and verify. Okay, so our app is up and running, and here if we type the first name, my first name Rashid, and in the last name Saleem, then the updated text value is showing or reflecting on the UI, and by pressing next we will navigate to the next component. So at this point if I close the app and open it again, then here if if both text fields are empty and if I tap on next, and then I'm still moving towards the next component. So at this point we need to block the user here and show an error message if any text field is empty. So to show the error message, first we need to hold that error message information in our UI state. So in our signup UI state, here we create few parameters: validation error messages, first name error message, which would be a nullable string, and by default this will have null. Press Ctrl D, last name error message, and in our UI state we need to first we implement the logic. So when user tap on this next button, then we need to update the error message. So for that we go to our signup view model, and in here we have action next on click, and in this next on click method we are handling the logic. And when user currently is on full name container, then this part of section is executed. So at this point we write that logic. So we move that logic into a separate function. So we'll name it as full name next, actually name it as handle full name next on click, and press Alt Enter. So in this method we check that we create a variable first name error message, and if uistate.value.firstname is empty, then we set the error message here, please enter your first name. Otherwise, if it is not empty, then we set null, and same thing we will do for last name. So press Ctrl D to make a copy of this code, last name and last name. Please enter your last name, and in here we check both of these variable first name error message not is equal to null, or last name error message not is equal to null. If any of these is null, then we will update the UI state. For that we create a variable updated UI state, uistate.value.copy first name error message and last name error message, and update the UI state. So UI state dot update updated UI state and return from here. And at this point we are updating the UI state, but we still want that a user should be blocked on this component. So we return the same view state full name container, and if there is no error, then we return the next component, which is email container. And we handle the logic here, and we also tell the UI that the error about this error information. For that we go to our full name container. In here we set the property is error, and when this is error is true, then the border of this text field will be red. So we identify it based on the first name error message. If it is not is equal to null, then this will be true. And we also need to show that error message below this text field. So for that we use text composable set text UI state dot first name error message, as this is nullable, and we only want to show it when this contains any message. So for that we use scout function first name dot let error message, and move this text in here, and use error message here, and use actually always operator to only use when this contains any message. And also set the color of this to material theme color dot error. And same thing we will do for the last name, that here we set the if error property UI state dot last name error message not is equal to null, and show the error message if the same way. So we copy this code from here, paste it in here, and just change this to last name error message. So yeah, that's it. So let's run the app and verify the behavior. Okay, so our app is up and running. So at this point, if I tap on next button, then we will observe the error message here. And if I put the first name and last name and press on next, then user will be navigated to next screen. But one thing we need to further improve here, let's say if I open the app and tap on next, then the error messages are showing here. But if when I start typing, then we are still observing these error messages, but for the improvement which is needed here is when users start typing in the text field, if text field, then we need to hide these error messages because user have provided the relevant information. So to do that, we go to our SignUp view model, and in here where we are updating the first name, we set the first name error message to null. Same do for the last name error message to null. So now we run the app and verify it again. So if we type on next, we are seeing these error messages, and if we run it, type any name, then that error message will be gone. And same for this last name field, and tap on next, and user will navigate it to the next component. So summarizing, in this video we handle the OnValueChange actions of these two text fields to update to show the updated information on the UI. So for that, in our FullNameContainer, we pass these two parameters, SignUp UI state and onAction, and we are getting first name and last name from the UI state, and also sending the first name OnValueChange and last name OnValueChange to the UI. And in our SignUp view model, we are handling these actions. So for each first name OnValueChange and last name OnValueChange, we created separate methods. In these methods, we are making a copy of the current UI state, updating the first name and setting the updating the first name and updating the last name. And after getting the updated UI state object, we are updating the UI state flow, immutable state flow. So with the when this action is happened, then the updated information is reflected on UI. So and the next is the next actual point which we cover is the error validations. When we tap on next, if any text field is empty, then show the error message below that text field and also make the border red. So for that, we in our SignUp UI state, we create two variables to hold the error message information, and in our SignUp view model, in the next on click function, we in the full name branch, when user is on FullNameContainer, when tap on next, then this branch of code is executed. In this branch, we create call a method handle full name next on click, and in this method we check that if first name is empty, then set the error message in this variable. If last name is empty, then set the error message in this variable, and checking if any of these a variable contain any message, then update the UI state with this error message information and return the current view state, so which will block the user to this component. And if everything goes well, then the email container will be returned and user will be navigated to the next container, which is the email container. So if there is any error, then this will be updated, and on the UI side, to reflect that error information to the user, in our FullNameContainer, here we set the property is error. If the first name error message is not null, then this will be true, which make this border red. And to show the error message below this text field, we use a text composable using and get the error message from first name error message by use of scope function. In here we show the text use the text composable to show the error message, and same we do for the last name text field. So this is it for today's video. I hope this would be meaningful information for you. So thank you for watching. Bye.